All right, hey everybody, TG here. Let's I think we're pretty good as far as our audio and stuff. We had to get some things figured out this morning, but we should be good to go. And yeah, good to see everybody out there on the social medias. And since we are social media, you actually, hey, look at that, I'm live. Funny enough. So looking at this, I wanted to bring everybody over here, whether you have an X profile or not. It'd be fun to come check it out. But this is my profile. And I was thinking about, okay, what am I going to be talking about today? Because today seems like it's kind of a sideways day, a digestion day, which totally makes sense because the market has been screaming for a few weeks. And then specifically on Monday, since we had the China trade deal kind of news in Switzerland, all that kind of stuff. So really big deals out there. And I do want to bring you guys over to things like this. I've been taking video clips from my weekend videos, and we've been having some really, really good moves. Like Tesla has been on fire. We have probably 4 different trades on the Tesla and TSLL. Two of them are for this Friday, and we put one on even this week. So they're all working out very nicely, and wanted to show you guys what that looked like. I'm still targeting 350, 360 for Tesla. So that'll probably have to happen later in the week. And then this was kind of an interesting thing. I came across this Barron's article, or the story cover book, the magazine cover. There you go. And it says, where do all the bulls go? And if you look down here, I can't really zoom in, but it says the percentage of bears in our latest big money poll is the largest in almost 30 years. Now, this came out May 5th, so it's a little bit old. Obviously, the market has turned. Well, think about this. When all those people exited the market and got bearish, and they thought that this market was going to just crash and burn, and this whole trade deal and war and all that kind of stuff was going to happen for a long time, and everything is going to get screwed up, and China is going to dig in and fight and all this stuff, and it was just pretty wild as far as what we kind of thought the market was going to do, or just the economy. I mean, that's why the market went down 20% so fast. But now that we've got a lot of this trade stuff behind us, and that the market is obviously back up. I mean, we hit 5,900 yesterday, which is absolutely incredible. And so now you think about all these people who got out of the market or were bearish. Number one, they have to reverse their bearish position. So that adds some buying. And number two, they got to get back into the market. And when we get all this news about trade deals coming out, we got the UK, we got China, we got all these other ones that are going to be happening. And then the latest thing is that Trump was just in Saudi Arabia and talking to the UAE and everybody over there. And he rescinded the AI diffusion rule, which basically means that now they can't actually sell into other countries, and opening the door to the UAE and Saudi Arabia as far as AI. Now, we've just saw yesterday, I think it was yesterday. I mean, I have time's flying, but I think we saw yesterday that the news about AI chips and NVIDIA into UAE is into the millions. Like millions of chips are going to be going into there. So really, really big stuff that's going to be happening. And all these people who are out of the market are going to have to hurry up and get back into the market. And that is why this market is absolutely on fire. So I do think that the market's going to continue going higher. I'm going to get back where we were. And so, yeah, I think we're going to go higher. Boy, isn't this kind of funny? I can actually watch myself alive. So, yeah, I think the market's going to go higher. And of course, it's not going to do it straight up, even though it has been pretty much straight up. There will be flags. There will be pullbacks like that. But I think we're probably going to be seeing new all-time highs and not too far from now. Okay, so I'd love to see the market kind of calm down. My guess is that we're going to stay pretty strong into this week because there's options expiry on this Friday. And then, everybody's going to run up into that, and then they'll close their positions, and then let's start over next week. I could see there being a pullback or consolidation next week. Market kind of has to chill out for a little bit, but overall, market strong. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with where things are going. And if you guys keep scrolling down here and kind of talk about this, I have my top 5 stock picks for 2025 if you guys are interested in that one. And then, look at some of the performance numbers here. And I think we even had to add something here because a lot of these numbers changed. Like Tesla, we're up 300. I mean, like where are we at on this Tesla trade? I mean, we are massive. In fact, one of the traders, Eric, and we were wanting to test something out. We bought calls on TSLL, which is the leverage ETF of Tesla, because I wanted to see how this worked. Our $10 strike, I'm up 825% on my leveraged ETF calls. I've never done that before. So I wanted to kind of see what that looked like. And hey, so far it's working. And then the other one that we took, we did the $325 call spread, and we're up 195% on that. We put that on Monday, and we're up 197% right now on that one. And then, I know that this other one that we had that we put on like 2 weeks ago, we're up over 400% on that one. That was the 260 call spread. So yeah, we're we're having a great time, guys. The Moxie Room's having a great time. The small caps are really starting to come back. You can see here some of the names that we've been trading. If you guys want to see some more examples of what we've been doing, these are clips from my weekly video that we did there. Oh yeah, and then those of you in the Moxie Room here, I kind of been clipping some of you. I always love that you guys chat, so this is fantastic. I hope you don't mind getting put up here sometimes, but it's really great to see that we have a lot of happy people here. I mean, that's the whole point of why we're here. It has taken me years to get to this point, and really what I want to do, because this is fun, this is very engaging for me. I love being able to give back and develop something and actually have this stuff work out and say, look, I'm here. Yeah, this is my job. I'm making money. You guys are paying, but we're making money, and you guys are succeeding too. And that's the whole point of what's going on here. Is when you guys say something nice and see something, like, it works out. That's why we're here. That's why our stuff grows. That's why we're having a fantastic time. And yeah, I mean, we're just having a good time here. And guys, yeah, look at this, Emil. Here you go, on a streak. And yeah, we definitely got the SOXL trade. Now, I don't know if we're going to get to 30 this week, but it does look to me like we're going to get past 20 this week. We're probably going to get past 20 because we were just knocking on the door of 19. And there are a crap ton of options this week in SOXL. The market also, we put on a put credit spread this morning. I had to take a little bit of heat with that one. My timing wasn't awesome with that. But funny enough, even today and yesterday, I was telling the Moxie subscribers, I said, hey, we should prepare and expect some sort of small pullback or flag or digestion at some point with this market. And I think today is that day. So you can see the market stopped going up today. We've pulled back, and look where it went, right into the 15-minute 50, which is exactly what I was talking to the Moxie traders about. And I said, hey, that's probably what we're going to get. Expect that to be the first line in the sand. And from there, look at this. The market's coming back up. If we look down here at the lower time frames, you can see we've been kind of doing this stuff to a little bit more of a dip and right back up. So we did a put credit spread. Let's see how that thing is doing. We sold it for $425. It's now at $370. I was kind of hoping that was going to burn off a little bit more, but we're at least now profitable, and hopefully that continues to go for today. So I think that'll be okay. So yeah, I mean, look at the market. It's right back up again. So even if the market just stays sideways today, that put credit spread for us is going to do just fine. And then Toll, yeah, we got new people coming into the Moxie Room. It's great to see it growing. I think more and more people are hearing the success that we're having in the Moxie Room and kind of what I've been up to, because I have been all over this market, and so have the Moxie traders with us. So Toll, you said you put on your first trade, which was Reddit, already paying for the year. Wow. Oh, wow. Holy cow, guys. Wow. We talked about that this morning, and gosh, look at that. Yeah, this morning we talked about it, and I said, yeah, it looks okay, looking pretty good. Should be fine. And then I checked back, an hour later. Holy moly. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, John, look, I didn't even see that. Wow. The market's taking its time today. Look at Reddit. I don't know what the deal was. Maybe there's news, but also, if you guys remember from the Moxie Room, what I tell you, as soon as price can get past both the daily 50 and the hourly 50, this thing's going to go. And it just so happened to be today. Fantastic. So huge move on that. And I also said, I put out a video yesterday. Reddit is one of my top 5 for 2025. Spoiler alert. So if you look at this, I see no reason that Reddit wouldn't be able to get back up to its previous all-time high. Why not? Because it was absolutely on fire and on a roll and doing great ahead of tariffs. And so tariffs, I think, was kind of this whole artificial thing that the market freaked out about and took it down. And so why wouldn't it go back to where it at least came from? Now we'll have to see if it can actually get past it. I think it will at some point, but I think going back to its previous all-time high makes a lot of sense. So however you guys want to play this, whether through options or the leveraged ETF of Reddit, which sorry, I am talking way too much this morning. So let's see, from our first entry back here, we are up 30, call it almost 34% in just a couple days on the leverage ETF of Reddit. Yeah, a lot of good stuff happening through it. I can't even figure out what this thing is going to be if we go all the way back up there. Like it's going to be over 200% on the RDTL if we go back to the all-time highs for Reddit. So that is going to be a fun time. All right. So yeah. Okay, let's see. What else were you looking at in through here? Yeah, toll. Nice, man. You come in first day into the room, you ask me, hey, what else can we buy today? And I say, I think Reddit is looking okay. Apparently you made a pretty good investment in that. And it is up, what is it, 12% on Reddit. That must mean something like 24% on RDTL. And you've now paid for the Moxie room for the entire year. Well done. Yeah, Toll, do me a favor. Come on. If you're on trial, like if you're in here on a Moxie trial and you just made a good trade like this, come on, stick with us. Take a little bit. You got to take that money, you got to reinvest it in yourself, and you got to put that money back into here. And you want to have things like this where you just ask a question, I tell you something, and then you just make a year's worth of gains. Yeah, reinvest in yourself. Come here, pay for the annual membership for the Moxie room. Come on in. All right, let's see. Jeff, you sold your RDTL position when it popped to 1930. Well, find your next entry. Stay on it. Find your next entry. Okay, so Uni, let's do the math. Let's see, RDTL. So if to get that, could hit 34. So what does 34 look like? Okay, so from our original entry here, 34, I feel like it should hit more than 100%. Shouldn't RDTL, because it's a 2x? Yeah, it's a 2x. So Reddit, if it goes back to its all-time highs, so where we got in down here, up here is 100, 110%. So shouldn't it be 220? Bo, yeah, you guys are funny. I saw, yeah, Bo, you're like, hey, pay the toll, and then Emil, you're like, you're taking a toll on us, and then toll. I liked yours. Feeling loose, Bonaduce. Yeah, we got a good crew in here. You guys are fun. Well, Jeffrey, hey, I know today maybe hurts if you didn't, if you sold out of this trade, this position, but just understand this is still so early in this trade and so early in this market. Okay, we're coming back. The market's coming back. These small caps are coming back. Like these things are starting to work. I'll show you guys another one that we've been talking about. Soundhound. Soundhound has a high short interest, so we actually just jumped on this one yesterday when I saw it pop up like this, and so far it's still cruising. So I think something like this is going to continue to work out. Now, if you look at the history of Soundhound, it's a little bit of a sneaky one, right? Because if you look at the history, and we were all over this one too. This was one of my biggest trades for 2024. We got into about here, and we went up to about here. 220% is what we got on Soundhound. And I know most of you guys were along for the ride with me on that one. But yeah, if you look, Soundhound likes to kind of cook and bake for a little bit before it really finally gets going. If you look at that, and you come over here and look at this, same thing. It was cooking. It was got that bun in the oven for a little while, and now it's finally starting to pop up here. All right. So yeah, we're looking pretty good on that one. And how's Tesla doing? I'm seeing you guys saying that Tesla's probably going to tag 350. Oh yeah. Yeah, look at that. You guys are all getting a little bit nervous this morning. Like, hey guys, Tesla, is it gonna go? Now, unfortunately, I'm talking to one of my trader friends, and he just texted me, messaged me this morning. He said he sold some of his TSLL. He said it's still one of my top stocks, but he'll size up on the dip. Hopefully, I get a chance. I think he's kicking himself this morning. So I don't know what his deal is. I told him, I said it's going to 350, maybe 360. And the fact that Tesla right now is hitting 350, and I think that the market's going to continue going higher for this week, I think we're going to see 360 on Tesla. So that's going to be some fun stuff for those options that we have on there as well. Okay. And then just to kind of, let me kind of wrap up in through here. If you guys out there, I see a bunch of eyeballs. remember the story, like what's happening out there. Love it or hate it, political or not, you have to understand, why is the market moving? What's going on out there? It's because, Trump with the tariffs, they're pretty much behind us. They're no longer a thing. The UK came to the table, China came to the table, a bunch of other countries are coming to the table. The fear about the tariffs and the trade war and the economy and inflation, I think all that stuff is gone. I think it's behind us. I think the market is starting to realize that too. I think all the people that were bearish need to get back in. And that's gonna help fuel the market. And then remember, whatever number, it's politics. So whether it's a true number or not, but $10 trillion of investment have been coming into the United States. Saudi Arabia just said they're going to do what, $600 billion of investment into America. That's amazing. And Trump rescinded the AI diffusion rule so that now we can sell AI chips into Saudi Arabia and UAE, which he's doing because he was just there this week. And UAE said something like they have a couple million unit order for all these GPUs and AI chips coming from NVIDIA. So obviously NVIDIA is having a great time. We'll have to see how far this thing wants to go. But look at AMD. AMD is now coming back from the dead. Okay, this thing has just been dying and then getting murdered down here. And look at this. Talk about a turnaround story. So AMD is now becoming a thing, and I think that they're going to start coming up and starting to succeed. And then SMCI, this is also starting to come back. And look at today's action. Okay, so clearly there's a lot of action, a lot of activity going on with the chips, with SOXL, the semis, you name it. All right, so that's what's going to be happening in through here. Let's see. Yeah, Vijay. So I wish you were kind of here earlier, but that's the whole plan, guys. OPEX is this week. There is a monthly options that are expiring this Friday. There are also a ton of options being bought. This market has been on fire, continues to be on fire. We got the big China news that came out this Monday. Today, I think the market is kind of taking a bit of a rest. Obviously, there are big names that are moving like SMCI, Reddit. So there's still a lot of activity out there. My gut and how I'm looking at this says that we're probably going to stay bullish into Friday. I don't exactly know what Friday is going to do, but I think we're going to basically stay bullish this week. We're going to close out all of those options for this expiry, and then the market could really probably use a rest next week. So if we get a run up into Friday and then they drop it on Monday, that's going to be totally fine. In fact, I would welcome it. That would be okay to see the market pull back, flag, rest, and refresh next week, because I think that they're going to keep going through with these options expiry. Yeah, let's take a look at Hood. What's going on with that one? Is there more upside? Not too much today. Today seems also kind of like a digestion day for Hood, but makes sense because you're right up here at a previous high. So, and what do we do? Aren't we like 84%? Because we got Robin and we got in about here and we're up here. Yeah, 85% gain on Robinhood. Oh, and if you want to know the real big winner, look at our SOXL. Now, we are up thousands of percent on our SOXL calls. Thousands of percent, like multiple thousands percent. We're 2,000 and change, and I think we're going higher. But if you just bought the stock, we are up 103. It's called 103% on just the SOXL stock. Okay, guys? So this has been a massive week for all of us. And I want to make sure that we capture it because it doesn't count until you close it. So that's what we're going to be doing this week. We're going to be starting to close up some of these things and say thank you to the market. And we'll see what Thursday, Friday brings us. Remember, we got Jerome Powell speaking on Thursday. We also have PPI Thursday, which I don't think is going to be a big issue. And then I think consumer sentiment is Friday. So just do be aware of that for the consumer sentiment thing. And then let's see. So just to wrap up with those of you out on the social medias, come on over to my X profile. I think a lot of you guys are probably watching it since I'm actually broadcasting on this right now, but I pin my weekly videos up here. Go check that out. And then you can kind of come through here. We make some clips about the videos I make, and then you can actually see, everything I'm talking about and thinking about, top 5 pick. And you can see here some of the big numbers that we've been turning in with these recent trades. And Reddit, geez, it was the only name, Reddit, was the only one that I actually lost anything. Was it this week or last week? I think it was last week, because they pulled back a little bit more than I was expecting after earnings. So I had to get out. It was a 16% loss. But you know what? Like, yeah, go look at Reddit right now. RDTL, we are now up, and it just keeps going. We're up 37%, guys. Yeah. So forget that 16% loss. We have more than made that thing up. Reddit is now just cruising. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a technical thing, and price was able to finally get past some moving averages. But yeah, we're having a great time with Reddit. And I think it's just beginning, guys. Okay. So we're having a great time. Hope you guys are enjoying it. For the Moxie crew, I will be back in the chat room with you. I'm actually going to go get some breakfast because I've been on the mic for 2 hours this morning, just loving it, having a great time. And for the rest of you, we'll see you around.